But my research shows it's best not to take any Aleve or ibuprofen for at least 3 days after a vaccine, preferably 6, to let the antibodies build properly, because an NSAID can interfere with that. Although on a regular day, I would take the ibuprofen for the migraine trigger because of the weather. So is the migraine trigger from the weather or from the vaccine? I don't know, but I'm not taking the Aleve right now. I'm trying to wait it out. And then I got this drink that delivered it. I don't know what it is or where it's from, but I don't know if it has caffeine in it or not. It's good, but I don't know if it has dairy in it or not. So I think someone's order was delivered to me by accident. And I took, is Billy Joel too loud? Let me turn this down. And I'll delete the replay on YouTube and Facebook so I don't get flagged for the music. I thought of turning it off before the broadcast, but I left it on. But that drink may have dairy, so I took a lactase enzyme, but I don't know if there's any caffeine in it or not. And caffeine would help my migraine symptoms, but I only slept 4 hours. I woke up at 8 o'clock. 4 to 8 is better than the being awake when Rabbi Brian's service starts at 8. So I tried to go back to sleep I went to the bathroom. I tried to go back to sleep for 20 minutes when I was still awake after 19 minutes. That's when I turned on the service. And there is a replay. I can watch the first 20 minutes. So the webinar this week that was at 11 a.m. that I'm supposed to watch the replays before they go away, I think I missed all of Wednesday, part of Thursday, all of Friday, and all of Saturday. So you can listen to that with me after this. But what song is this? The River of Dreams. It doesn't even sound like the River of Dreams. You hear it? I haven't heard this version before. Let's see. Oh, Woof Woof wants to say hello. Woof Woof was already on his own broadcast today. There's Woof Woof with his WDS tie. He's playing DJ. Okay, here's Bear with the necklace. Bear's from lane 2. Bo has taken up residence in the hallway. She wanted her own room, so she's not coming on right now. You want to say hello to one of the ducks? Which duck? Do you want to see the reindeer duck? Do you want to see the light compression gloves? Much better than the ones that wore holes in them. The ornament duck? Whoa. You want to see the black duck too? All right. It even says black duck from... I can't read that. It's the name of a tech company. You want to see the bell from the U.S. figure skating? My destination is Sochi, from when I think the Worlds were in Boston that year, 2014. So what else do we want to talk about? The Oscars are tomorrow. They're going to be in Union Train Station, 5 p.m. Pacific. The pre-show in Portland, there's one on K2 at 2 o'clock that I'm going to try and tape. The E coverage, I'm assuming, is going to start around 11, but I haven't verified that yet. Hello. And I was saying that these are migraine glasses, but I'm not taking the Aleve for the migraine trigger because I got my second dose of Pfizer yesterday, and NSAIDs, Aleve, ibuprofen can keep the vaccine from building the antibodies properly, so it's best to not take it, if at all possible, for 3 days, preferably 6 days. And if you have to take something, take Tylenol, but try not to take anything. If I get a migraine aura where I can't see, I might have to take something. And they said if somebody is on like an NSAID for like arthritis, that they might be supposed to continue their normal medication, but they would have to check with their doctor. I don't think that it is playing this, The River of Dreams. What song are we listening to? Woof Woof, what song are you playing? Can you, look at the name and tell us? Let's see. Oh, that was 2,000 Years and Famous Last Words. Woof Woof's playing songs I haven't heard before. Alright, Woof Woof's DJing. He played All About Soul on his own broadcast, and he played... No. Yeah, and then he played, on my broadcast, he played Lullaby, Goodnight My Angel, my goodnight song. He played The River of Dreams, 2,000 Years, and Famous Last Words. All of which will get flagged on my YouTube and Facebook. That's why the replays will be taken down on there. If there is DCMA on Twitch that I got a notice about, I can't find it, so I don't know if I've gotten any DCMA strikes for copyright of music. Woof Woof, what other songs do you want to play today? I thought we were supposed to be watching a webinar. Woof Woof decided to take a music break first. Woof Woof says, where are you all tuning in from? Woof Woof wants to say hello to the replay viewers and say, where are you tuning in from? And if you have a song request, you can subscribe to Haps and put the song haps.tv/invite/@Harbor Journal and the number 2. Or you can type your comment in the chat if you're on one of the other platforms. And he will decide if he wants to play your song or not, depending on if you say nice things to him, or nice things to me, or Bo, or Wolf, or a Bear. They may have a new friend soon. Yes, it's a lovely look today. The goal is to avoid a migraine without taking ibuprofen or Aleve so that the vaccine works properly, as I stated. Now, if you say, what are the symptoms from the second dose of Pfizer that you're sure are from the vaccine? My arm is a little sore, and I've been massaging it. The other symptoms could all be from the full moon on Monday, the rain today, the 4-hour sleep, the high tree pollen, the inability to deal with stress, Barbara's yard sale on Monday. Although I haven't really gotten upset about that, except for when someone didn't like what I said today and wanted to change the subject because I'm too negative. It's like, why are you allowed to talk about a recent loss in your family, but I'm not allowed to talk about an anniversary of a loss in mine? Good question. Yeah, Woof Woof wants to know the answer to that too. Woof Woof likes the spaghetti song. What's the spaghetti song, Woof Woof? The one about an Italian restaurant. Okay, scenes from an Italian restaurant. You can play that one next. Look it up, please. Is it on River of Dreams? I don't think. Scenes. SCENES. Scenes from an Italian restaurant. All right, Woof. You gonna play that one? That's from the album The Stranger. Vienna. Okay. Woof Woof says he's gonna play Vienna too. white, bottle of red, perhaps a bottle of rosé instead. Get a table near the stream in our own place, you and I, face to face. Woof Woof said that good music should always be played loud. It all depends upon your appetite. I'll meet you anytime you want to in our Italian restaurant. You're okay with me these days. Got a good job, I got a good office. I got a new wife, got a new life, and the family is fine. Oh, lost touch long ago. You lost weight, I did not know. You ever look so nice after so much time? Do you remember those days hanging out at the village green? The engineer boots, leather jackets, and tight blue jeans. Oh, you drop a dime in the box, play a song about New Orleans. Cold beer, hot lights, my sweet romantic teenage nights. Popular steadies and the king and the queen and the farm, riding around with the car top down and the radio on. Nobody looked any finer. I was more of a hit at the Parkway Diner. We never knew we could want more than that out of life. Sure, Thunder and Eddie would always know how to survive. Oh, 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 was still going steady in the summer of '75. When they decided the marriage would be at the end of July, everyone said they were crazy. Brenda, you know that you're much too lazy, and Eddie could never afford to live that kind of life. Oh, but there we were waving Brenda and Eddie goodbye. Oh, oh, oh. Well, they got an apartment with deep park carpets and a couple of paintings from Sears. A big water bed that they bought with the bread they saved for a couple years. They started to fight when the money got tight, and they just didn't count on the tears. Oh, 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 oh. Woof woof, you can play 3 more songs. Maybe 4. Hello, Woof Woof's DJing, and then I'm going to listen to my webinars. And you can listen with me, the ones I missed all week. And Woof Woof said he was going to play what song? Vienna from Billy Joel, and then 2 or 3 other songs, and the replay's getting deleted on YouTube and Facebook because it'll get flagged for the music. And Woof Woof says you can follow my account or his account on Hacks. My account is Harvard Journal 2, and his account is Woof Woof, of course. At Woof Woof. All right, Woof. You want to play Vienna by Billy Joel next for the people? What other 3 songs are you picking today? He's just hanging out, as you can tell, since he didn't have any reaction to his Pfizer vaccine.
Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile, but then if you're so smart, tell me why are you still so afraid?
You want to play Only the Good Die Young?
Where's the fire? What's the hurry about?
And then 2 more songs? Okay.
Cool it off before you burn it out. You got so much to do and only so many hours in a day. Hey, but you know that when the truth is told, that you can get what you want or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh,
oh, hello. Woof Woof's playing 3 more songs, and then I'm going to listen to my webinars. And you can listen with me.
Slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you want to be before your time, although it's so romantic.
What was that, Woof Woof? You're looking forward to the Kentucky Derby next Saturday?
Tonight.
Is it next Saturday?
Too bad, but it's the
okay.
life you lead. You're so ahead of yourself that you forgot what you need. Though you can see when you're wrong, you know you can't always see when you're right. You're right. You got your passion, you got your pride, but don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come true. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? Slow down, you crazy child, and take the phone off the hook and disappear for a while. It's alright, you can't afford to lose a day or 2. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? Truth is told that you can get what you want, or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh, why don't you realize Vienna waits for you? When will you realize Vienna waits for you?
You want to play Only the Good Die Young next, Woof Woof? All right.
Come out, Virginia, don't let me wait. Catholic girls not much too late. All the sooner or later it comes down to fate. I might as well be the one. Well, they show you a statue, told you to pray.
Woof, have you seen my vitamins? Oh, there they are. Sorry, Woof.
So come on, Virginia, show me a sign. Send up a signal, I'll throw you the line. Stay fast, what you're hiding behind. Never let's in the sun. Darling, only the good die young.
Hello. Woof Woof is DJing. He's going to play 2 more songs. If you have a request, type it in the chat. And then we're going to listen to my webinars I missed all week.
You got a brand new soul, and a cross of gold. But they didn't give you quite enough information. You didn't count on me when you were counting on your rosary. Oh, and they say there's a heaven for those who will wait. Some say it's better, but I say it ain't. I'd rather laugh with the sinners and cry with the saints. The sinners are much more fun. You know that only the good die young. Oh, baby. I tell you, only the good die young. Only the good die young. Said your mother told me all that I could give you was a reputation. Oh, she never cared for me. But did she ever say a prayer for me? Oh, come out, come out, come out. Virginia, don't let me wait. The Catholic girls not much too late. Sooner or later it comes down to fate. I might as well be the one. You know that only the good die young.
Woof Woof just reminded me that we never watched the Never Settle show this week either. Because there's only 24 hours in a day. Alright. Woof Woof, you can pick 2 more songs. Uh-oh, the phone's at 20%. Which 2 songs do you want to pick? Woof Woof is going to play what song? Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. Oh, Woof. You started Breakaway by mistake. You want to? I'll let you have one more song. What about Natalie Gelman's new song? Dreaming of what could be, and if I didn't look happy, I would pray. Trying not to reach out, but when I tried to speak out, felt like no one could hear me. Wanted to belong here, but something felt so wrong here. So I prayed I could break away. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky. Now make a wish, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Out of the darkness and into the sun, but I won't forget all the ones that I love. I'll take a risk, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Wanna feel the warm breeze, sleep under a palm tree, feel the rush of the ocean. Get on board a fast train, travel on a jet plane, far away, and break away. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky. Now make a wish, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Out of the darkness and into the sun, I won't forget all the ones that I love. I gotta take a risk, take a chance, make a change, and break away. What do you think Natalie's new song is on Amazon Music already? We could check. And Woof Woof wants to see whose guest was on Tim David's show yesterday. Which figure skater? Since you've been gone. Good riddance. Here's the thing, we started out friends. It was cool, it was all pretend. Yeah, yeah. Since you've been gone. You dedicated, you took the time. Wasn't long till I called you mine. Yeah, yeah. Since you've been gone. This song used to be on my MySpace page. Woof Woof says we need to play Woof because what song, Woof Woof? Because of You also.
and fell for that stupid love song. Yeah, yeah. Since you've been gone, how come I never hear you say, I just wanna be with you? Guess you never felt that way. But since you've been gone, I can't breathe for the first time. I'm stumbling on, yeah, yeah. Back to you, now I get what I want. Since you've been gone, you had to change the fluid. Out of sight, out of mind. Just know I just can't take it. Again and again and again and again. Since you've been gone, I can't breathe for the first time. I'm stumbling on, yeah, yeah. Back to you, now I get what I want. I can't breathe for the first time. I'm stumbling on, yeah, yeah. Back to you, now I get. You should know that I get what I want.
Since you've been gone.
Since you've been gone. Since you've been gone.
Okay. No, we're gonna not play that. We're gonna play Because of You. Well, Woof Woof's playing it.
I will not make the same mistakes that you did. I will not let myself cause my heart so much misery. I will not break.
Oh, I just remembered. I was thinking it's 7:30 tonight too.
I've learned the hard way to never let it get that far. Because of you, I never strayed too far from the sidewalk. Because of you, I learned to play on the safe side so I don't get hurt. Because of you, I find it hard to trust not only me but everyone around me. Because of you, I lost my way, and it's not too long before you point it out. I cannot cry because I know that's weakness in your eyes. I'm forced to fake a smile, a laugh every day of my life. My heart can't
Why are these locked?
when it wasn't even home to start with. Because of you, I never strayed too far from the sidewalk. Because of you, I learned to play on the safe side so I don't get hurt. Because of you, I find it hard to trust not only me but everyone around me. Because of you, I am afraid. I watched you die, I heard you cry every night.
Hello. Apparently, Woof Woof's playing more songs than we originally agreed to. Because he's doing such a good job of DJing.
Because of you, I never strayed too far from the sidewalk. Because of you, I learned to play on the safe side so I don't get hurt. because of you. What you see is not what you get with you. There's just no measurement, no way to tell what's real from what isn't.
What are you playing now, Wolf? Music from Les Mis, the original London cast recording.
It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes. Will you join in a crusade? Who will be strong and stand with me? Beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see? Then join in the fight that will give you the right to be free. Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? This is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to stop and tomorrow comes. Will you give all you can give so that a banner may advance? Some will fall and some will live. Will you stand up and take your chance? The blood of the martyrs will water the meadows of France. Do you hear the people sing the song of angry men? Singing the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drum, there is a life about.
Wolf, if the battery goes under 10, I'm going to have to turn your camera off.
One day more, another day, another destiny. This never-ending road to Calvary. These men who seem to know my crime will surely come a second time one day more. I did not live until today. How can I live when we are parted? One day more. Tomorrow you'll be worlds away. And yet with you my world has started. One more day on my own. Never meet again.
I have to see when I took my allergy medicine yesterday. Hold on 1 second.
is here. I fight with you. One day more. One day
Hello. If I close Amazon Music, Wolf, will it keep playing your music or not? Let me, if I make it smaller to check something. Let's try. Okay, it's still playing.
And now I'm all alone again. Nowhere to go, no one to turn to. Did not want your money, sir. Came out here 'cause I was told to. And now the night is near. Now I can make believe he's here. Sometimes I walk alone at night when everybody else is sleeping. I think of him and then I'm happy with the company I'm keeping. The city goes to bed and I can live inside my head. On my own, pretending he's beside me. All alone, I walk with him.
830 new COVID cases. That's less than yesterday, at least. And 8 more related deaths in Oregon. It was over 1,000 yesterday.
When I lose my way, I close my eyes and he's found me.
Mickey Ondo started a live video when? Let's see if that's live now or if it's from yesterday.
Like silver, the light, a misty in the river.
I don't think it's live now.
The darkness, the
let's check.
trees are full of starlight, and all I see is him and me forever and forever. And I know it's only in my mind, and I'm talking to myself and not to him. And I know he's blind, still I say there's a way for us. I love him, that when the night is over, he is gone, the river's just a river. Without him, the world around me changes. The trees are barren everywhere, the streets are full of strangers. I love him, but every day I'm learning. All my life, I've only been pretending. Without me, this world will go on turning. A world that's full of happiness that I have never known. I love him.
Okay, well, if I said the camera had to go off if it went to 10, if the phone was at 10% battery, you can keep broadcasting, but no camera.
You in the barricade, listen to this. No one is coming to help you to fight. You're on your own. You have no friends. Give up your guns or die. Damn their warnings, damn their lies. They will see the people rise. Damn their warnings, damn their lies. They will see the people rise. Don't you fret, Monsieur Marius. I don't feel any pain. A little fall of rain hardly up me down. You're here, that's all I need to know. And you will keep me safe, and you will keep me close. And rain will make the flowers grow. But you will live, Pauline, dear God above. If I could close your wounds with words of love. Just hold me now, let it be. Shelter me.
Wait, who's live? Sloppy Joe PDX and Essential Chi.
If I could show you how, I won't desert you now. The rain can't hurt me now. This rain will wash away what's past. And you will keep me safe, and you will keep me close. I'll sleep in your embrace at last. The rain that brings you here is heaven blessed. The skies begin to clear, another breath away from where you are. I've come home from so far. Don't you fret, Monsieur Marius. I don't feel any pain. A little fall of rain can minutes, 525,000 moments, oh dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life of Seasons are gone. Live your life in love.
Hello. I'm trying to find the speaker for later. Looking for the email. Wolf Wolf had, I told Wolf Wolf you had to turn the camera off because the battery was getting too low.
How do you start a fire when there's nothing to burn and it feels like something stuck in your flues? How can you generate heat when you can't feel your feet and they're turning blue? How we gonna pay? How we gonna pay? How we gonna pay last year's rent?
Hello. I'm still trying to find the event for tonight. I can't find it anywhere.
How do you stay on your feet when on every street it's trick or treat, and tonight it's trick? Welcome back to town. Oh, I should lie down. Everything's brown and I feel sick. Where is he? In this how we gonna pay? How we gonna pay? How we gonna pay last year's rent? The music ignites the night with passionate fire.
I look on Facebook again. I can't find it. Maybe I'll look under my events. I'm starting to feel nauseous now. I'm really trying not to take any Aleve for this migraine trigger so that the antibodies can build from the vaccine, because that can interfere. Aleve or ibuprofen can interfere with it. Pizza week ends when? Tomorrow, the $2 slices? Alright, let me look. 4:30 p.m. What time is it now?
What happened to Benny? What happened to his heart and the ideals he once pursued? Any owner of that lot next door has a right to deal with it as he pleases. Happy birthday, Jesus. The rent, you wasting your time, broke. And you broke your word. This is absurd. There is one way. You won't have to pay. I knew it. Next door, the home of cyber RCC. And now that the block is rezoned, our dream can become a reality. You'll see, boys. state-of-the-art digital virtual interactive studio. I'll forgo your rent and on paper guarantee that you can stay here for free if you do me one small favor. What? Convince Maureen to cancel her protest. Why not just get an injunction or call the cops? Yeah, I did, and they're on standby. But my investors would rather I handle this quietly. You can't quietly wipe out an entire tent city then watch It's a Wonderful Life on TV. You want to produce films and write songs? You need somewhere to do it. It's what we used to dream about. Think twice before you poo-poo it. You'll see, boys. You'll see, boys. You'll see the beauty of a studio that lets us do our work and get paid. With condos on the top, whose rent keeps open our shop.
Ow!
Protest, and you'll have it made. You'll see, or you'll pack.
I can't find it. Dates? What if we put today's date in? Today. Saturday, April 24th. That would be today. 3 p.m. What? Let's check that one. Science is the New Black.
Before I go, glory, one song to leave behind. Find one song, one last refrain. Glory from the pretty boy front man who wasted opportunity. One song, he had the world at his feet. Glory in the eyes of a young girl. A young girl. Find glory beyond the cheap colored lights. One song before the sun sets. Glory on another empty life. Time flies, time find glory in a song that rings true, truth like a blazing fire, an eternal flame. Find
Instagram Taste of Science.
A song about love, glory
3 o'clock.
from the soul of a young man. A young man. Find the one song.
All right, let me go back to the other.
Like a sunset. One song to redeem this empty life. Time flies.
What do you mean 10 when? Did it already take place? What? 5 hours and it's already over?
What do you forget? Got a light. I know you're shivering.
It's nothing, they turned off my heat, and I'm just a little weak on my feet. Would you like my candle? What are you staring at?
Nothing.
All right.
Your hair in the moonlight. You look familiar.
Warner Chappell Music blocked your video because it may contain content they own. Okay. Thanks.
Nothing. Your smile reminded me.
I always remind people of is she?
She died. Her name was April.
It's out again. Sorry about your friends. Would you like my candle?
Well,
Yeah. Ow!
all the wax.
It's dripping. I like it between my
Fingers. I figured. Oh well. Good night. It blew out again.
No, I think that I dropped my stash.
I know I've seen you out and about when I used to go out. Your candy's out.
A million. I had it when I walked in the door. It was pure. Is it on the floor?
The floor.
They say that I have the best ass below 14th Street. Is it true?
What?
You're staring again.
Oh no. I mean, you do. You have a nice. I mean, you look familiar.
Like your dead girlfriend.
Only when you smile, but I'm sure I've seen you somewhere else.
Do you go to the Cat Scratch Club? That's where I work. I dance.
Yes, they used to tie you up.
It's a living.
All right, let's see if Natalie Gelman's new video. Let's see. Heavy, heavy heart. How do I make it bigger?
I think I'm moving, but it feels like I'm standing still. I think I'm loving, but it feels like I lost my will. Under other circumstance, no one could have taken me apart quite like you. It was just a game, a chance. You were holding on to the cards like you do. Heavy, heavy heart, sinking like a stone. Stop before we start going in alone. Have a little day, you know where we are. Living in this world. Heavy, heavy heart. We both want something that is always out of reach. We both want everything but never what we need. Every time you hesitate, I sit down and give myself away. Just like you. Careful what you speculate.
Okay, I'm rewinding it since I shared it and I wasn't actually seeing the video.
I think I'm moving, but it feels like I'm standing.
This headache, man. Is it 2:15? I can take my Claritin.
Under other circumstance, no one could have taken me apart quite like you. It was just a game, a chance. You were holding on to the cards like you do. Heavy, heavy heart, sinking like a stone. Stop before we start going in alone. Have a little day, you know where we are. Living in this world. Heavy, heavy We both want something that is always out of reach. both want everything but never what we need. Every time you hesitate, I sit down and give myself away. Just like you. Careful what you speculate. Every day you overthink the truth. Like you do. Heavy, heavy heart, sinking like a stone. Stop before we start going in alone. Have a little faith, you know how we are. Living in this world. I'm happy, happy, oh, 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 oh. Everybody's waiting for a little bit of saving, just like us. We leave the way we came and leave the way we came and leave the way we came on a cloud of dust. Heavy, heavy heart, sinking like a stone. Stop before we start going it alone. Have a little faith, you know where we are. Living in this world. Heavy, heavy heart, sinking like a stone. Stop before we start going it alone. Have a little faith, you know where we are. Living in this world. Of a happy, happy heart.
Hello, I will be recording this interview.
Okay, hi.
What? Hello. Please explain to me why you feel qualified for this job.
This year I was gonna get my shit together. Now I'm trying to stay alive. Hoping 21 is better. Haven't even heard of my friends. Is this how the world ends? Y'all walking around with your masks on your chin, but I promise that you ain't saving lives with your grin. Tell me how'd you get so dumb? Survival of the fittest, now here we come. 2020, is there any way we'll be done? Or 2021, I hope you're 2020. I've had plenty to last me through 2022. Patiently, I've been staying at home. It's a blessing and a curse that I'm not alone. But there's only so many times you can rearrange and redesign before you sit back, watch the craziness roll. Line up the lies like down my nose. If we just could get back to some decency and truth. 2020, is there any way we'll be done? By 2021, I hope you're 2020. I've had plenty to last me through 2022. Said I wanna go on a cleanse. Stop drinking my way through, but I just keep waiting. 2020, is there any way you'll be on time? But 2021, I don't think so. 2020, I've had plenty to last me through. 2022, oh. This year I was gonna get my shit together. Now I'm trying to stay alive, hoping 21 is better.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll get back to you.
Okay.
Natalie, still here.
Oh my God.
Still here.
That's too funny.
I'm stuck.
All right. Sharing it on Twitter. What time is it? 2:24. Let's see if we can find Michael Allen Harrison's music for today. Where's the email? It's kind of hard to see with these migraine glasses on. Let me see. Wait, open that back up, please. That tab. History. That starts at 3 o'clock. Where is my email? All right, search. What are we searching for? Oh, Michael Allen Harrison, because I don't get the notices anymore because they took the Comcast app off the store. See, I don't have an email there. What if I just look up his name? What about all mail? Search Michael Allen Harrison. It's not there. What about COVID music? COVID anti-anxiety music. See, it doesn't come into my email box. March 4th? This is like April. Anti-anxiety. It has March. What about April? Why is it not in my inbox from April? What if I just put what the heck? I'm sure there's a way I can open my Comcast email on here to get it, but this is March 4th. Wait, March 5th. March. We'll play day 348 since I can't find today or yesterday on my email.
The other thing I like about StreamYard is that if there's ever a glitch in your internet connection, your stream isn't immediately terminated like it can be with other software while live streaming to platforms like YouTube. I've had that happen where a simple hiccup in the internet can shut the stream down and end the stream. So for stability and simplicity, StreamYard is the choice for me.
You're very special, kid. I've been quested to take you back to the Jedi.
Oh, we wanted to look at the astronauts
And upgrade to the Disney bundle for even more.
from 4 in the morning. We can do that next. This is Michael Allen Harrison. We are here. And I know Natalie Gelman's name is spelled wrong in one of my... I can't edit it on my phone. One of the reasons I audio stream is because a lot of times I end up listening more than I end up watching anyway. Plus my battery is only at 11%. So I had to turn the camera off. Hello. We're listening to Michael Allen Harrison on YouTube. We are here, Michael Allen Harrison Soothing Solo Piano. I can't find today's post because I can't find the email. Although maybe I could look by the date. Should we look at my mix?
Good things come to those who wait.
It's Unopened Letter by Natalie Gellman.
How will I know when it's been too late? Time heals all, so they say. It should be easier with each passing day. I wrote this with a heart so tender. Today it arrived, return to sender.
Right.
Now my words stare at me like I should have known, mocking me silently, paper cutting bone, echoes of memories, for worse or for better. You meant the world to me. You will always be my open letter. Was I writing you, or was it just for me? These suffocating words, begging to be free. I trusted my heart when writing them down. Listen for truth, but heard back no sound. I'll move on and let
Hi, Susan.
no
We're
blame
listening to Natalie Gellman.
the restless soul.
How's your day going? I have a splitting headache and I'm trying to not take a leave because it can keep the antibodies from building post-vaccine if you take an NSAID like a leave or what's it called? Ibuprofen. If you have to take something, it's better to take Tylenol. And I don't know if I've had any coffee because something got delivered that I didn't order, and I don't know if there's any caffeine in it. Maybe I should make some coffee. I only got 4 hours sleep last night also. Oh, thanks, Woof Woof. This is Natalie Gellman on YouTube. My Facebook stream already got shut down for playing music on here. I was gonna delete the replay, but anyway. Gosh. And there's apparently a science speaker at 3. The one that I thought was later was 5 hours long and I missed all of it. But there's a replay. I'll look for it later. Echoes and memories, for worse or for better, you meant the world to me. You will always be my open letter. I'm supposed to be watching my webinars I missed all weekend, letting you listen with me, but yeah, I'm in Portland, Oregon. I said I'd try and show the cherry blossoms that were given by Japan after the war, but I haven't made it out of my apartment for very many days. You're in Sandy? Okay. All right, and Natalie's new song is Heavy Heavy Heart on YouTube. Let me see. Should we, and I'm feeling like a combination of headache and nauseous. And the nauseous is supposed to be from Moderna, not Pfizer, but maybe I should make some coffee since I don't know, like I said, this drink that got delivered to my door, I don't even know what's in it. It was a breakfast sandwich and a drink, and I don't even know what restaurant. But I couldn't figure out. Oh, what song is this? Most of the While by Natalie Gelman. Most of the While. On YouTube. Can you hear the music okay? I turned off the camera because it's at 10%. Woof Woof was DJing earlier. Yeah, you can hear it okay? All right. The drink was good, but I don't know if there's any caffeine in it or dairy. I took a lactase enzyme in case there's dairy. I think there's chocolate. It kind of tastes like hazelnut. It's not from Starbucks. Oh yeah, we should. I don't know if you heard me say I got the second dose of Pfizer yesterday, and when I looked it up, it says it's best not to take an ibuprofen or any NSAID for at least 3 days. 6 days is better because it can interfere with you building the antibodies. And so and I only got 4 hours sleep. I might try magnesium. Epsom salt bath is also magnesium. Right now I'm just trying this drink that I probably should, like I said, make some coffee that I actually know has caffeine. You haven't? I don't know that any of these symptoms, except for the sore arm, which I'm moving around, I did part of a Qigong class. None of these symptoms it could all be from the rain, but normally I would take Aleve, Claritin and Sudafed, and I can't take the Aleve right now, so I'm just a bit miserable. I'm going to leave the camera off because the phone's at 9%, and that way I can keep the broadcast going longer. Yeah, a hot bath with Epsom salt, which is magnesium, might help. 2 cups of Epsom salt. Plus, actually knowing I had caffeine might help. What else? I took the methylated folate, but I took it with the multivitamin gummies, which is a mistake. Because the methylated folate the folate in the multivitamin can interfere with the methylated folate. I should have taken them 12 hours apart. I need to take some zinc and some vitamin C. Tell me if it sounds like if you can't hear me, or if it sounds like I'm yelling over Natalie. Okay, thanks. I need to go get a new battery, and I was afraid to go during COVID, some high risk, but it turned out that Mac store downtown is the one that was all boarded up and just recently reopened. The Apple store. The phone's at 9%, but if I turn on my broadcast studio, I can keep it going that way. What else do we want to hear from Natalie? Anything? Do we want to hear Danny Boy by Michael Allen Harrison? And see if YouTube flags us? I've already gotten flagged I already got my broadcast turned off on my Facebook page and my Facebook fan page for playing music. Oh well. If you Can't you order one from the store? Don't know this. I guarantee you. I'm going to pause this. Real estate, the chair is also part of the problem here, and I should put my compression stockings on. But can I order one? I don't know that I can and I got some random delivery, like from Amazon. I looked up what the parts were. It's like it's a tape that you attach a battery to a phone. It's like, has someone been listening to my conversations and randomly sent me that? Like, it's like, at least if they're listening, send me a battery, you know? But I don't know, because when I fell over the side of the driveway when I was dizzy and almost broke my arm and shoulder and smashed my phone, I ordered the parts and tried to fix it myself, and that didn't go well. And I had to take the parts in and have someone install it, and they were real nice and did tell me they would help me if it didn't. But I haven't had any problems since. I don't know that I can install a battery in an iPhone myself, because you have to, like, I just know that do it makes me happy. It would make me happy to not worry that if I go somewhere that I'm going to get COVID and die. But apparently if I wait for another 13 days and like an hour and a half, then my risk goes from like 100% risk to 0.5% risk, which is a better risk. But I don't know if you know, there's been breakthrough cases of fully vaccinated people, and like 166 people maybe, or I don't know the number, and 3 people died. But also one of those Moderna cases of the blood clot, they're investigating if it's related to Moderna. Not Moderna, Johnson & Johnson is an Oregon woman. And the case numbers in Oregon for COVID were over 1,000 again yesterday, with like 9 deaths. And today I think it was 800 and something. So what would make me happy is to not have this freaking headache. But like I said, I could start with, well, what's in this drink I've been drinking all day? And the answer is still, I have no idea. So I could at least open that box and take one of the cold brew coffees. And I counted the number of sips in a cold brew, because the other day I didn't know like how much of it I had, because there's 300 milligrams of coffee. Like, that's like 2 cups of coffee in one of these Wandering Bear cold brew coffees. It's 48 sips. So 24 sips is like 1 cup of coffee. So I only had 1 sip more than 1 cup of coffee the other day, when combined with my allergy medicine. I didn't sleep. So anyway, yes, I'm one of those, how many licks does it take to eat a Tootsie Pop? I never counted that, but I did count the sips in this cold brew. So anyway, yeah, I'm on Facebook. My Facebook page, if you put facebook.com/Harbor Journal and the number 2, I think one of them comes up with my personal page and one of them comes up with my fan page. I think my fan page says Harbor Journal, but is actually /Harbor Journal 2. And I think my personal page is /Harbor Journal with my name on the page. But anyway, and I'm starting to feel like there's dairy in this drink. And I did take a lactase enzyme earlier. Maybe I should put the rest of this like in the freezer and, yeah, play some music and at least get some coffee and stand up for a second. All right, let me see. Well, what were we playing next? Oh, Michael Allen Harrison, Danny Boy. Happy St. Patrick's Day, it says. St. Patty's. I personally know Michael Allen Harrison here in Portland. He has the anti-anxiety COVID music with one song a day, and he went for like over 300 days, and then when he got Moderna, I think the second shot put him in bed for days, and he missed a week, but then he came back and did more. But that's the one I can't pull up in my email because it doesn't always deliver it, so I also subscribed on my Comcast email, and I would get the notification every day on the app on my phone, but then they turned the app off on April 20th. So now I have to like open it somewhere else in Comcast. So I'm not playing his song that he released today because I can't find it. Yeah, they I think it would be good if they'd make it on so you can tell who's on your stream, because unless they comment, you can't tell if they're still here. Anyway. Oh, what did I say? 2:48. That science talk is at 3. So remind me if I forget. I also am trying to drink fluids, Gatorade. I'm going to play Natalie Gelman, The Reckoning, from the Tiny Desk contest. Or do we want to hear Nefesh Mountain? Let's play Nefesh Mountain, Wanderlust, featuring Jerry Douglas and somebody.
As we sail away to another place on another day. See all the plans we made will surely change our course and stream to swept away. So if these wayward winds against our backs are howling, let us look within for love. And with each breath of trust, give us some hope, the wanderlust, and light these ways ahead for us. This should be easy now, we've been here before. We pack these bags, walk through the storm. As much we let go, we'll hold on to more. What's you and me, each grab an oar and climb aboard. So if these wayward winds against our backs are howling, let us look within for love. And with each breath of trust, give us some hope, the wanderlust, the light these waves ahead for us.
I see you just went live. Let me see.
Maybe he will come up and sing to us. Are you here, John? I can't wait. I hope he comes up and sings. Hello, Woof Woof. How are you? I hope you're well. We are waiting for a friend of mine who is just joining HAPS, and he's a singer and a comedian. He's really funny. And I'm hoping that he comes up as soon as he says something down below, since he doesn't know yet. John, you have to say something in the comments. Oh, hello there. Nice to meet you. When you make a comment, then I will be able to invite you up. And you can come in and say hello and get some followers by coming in here with me and get started. And then you'll have a whole bunch of followers of your own because you're fabulous. And everyone's going to love you. So how is everyone? Oh, you live with Harbor Journal. Oh, well, how nice. How nice. So you're not far from me either. Because I'm not very far from Portland. I don't know. There's 11 people in here, but John's not making any comments, so I don't know if he's here yet. So sometimes John and I do TikToks together. And we try to do funny things, and sometimes we go on and we sing together. He'll sing something or I'll sing something. Do any of you sing? Because I love to listen to people singing and having fun together. It doesn't matter if you sing like you belong on stage or if you sound like somebody that should only sing in the shower. You DJ? Oh, very cool. Would you like to come up? I'll invite you up. Let's see. Have to figure out how to do that because I haven't really done that much before. I'm going to invite you up and see if you come up. There we go. Come on.
Hi,
Maybe
Susan. Can you hear me?
Hello?
This is Marilyn, Harbor Journal. I have it where like I can't turn the camera on the computer right now, and I'm still on the camera on my phone, but I wanted to say hello.
Hi.
How are you?
A little nervous. I used to go live all the time. I'm a speaker. I have a huge following on Facebook and all, but I got bullied really bad on Periscope, and so
who was really bullying you, and what were they bullying? Why were they bullying you? Not that I got bullied in school, but why were they bullying you?
Because there's someone that I found on Periscope that I really like, and they decided that they were wrong for me, and so they bullied him, and then they bullied me.
One after the other, lost like 5 of my friends.
Whoa, that's not right. Sorry.
No.
So the guy that you liked started bullying you, or other people?
No, other people that decided that they knew better than me, and that called him a lot of really bad names. And so then when I blocked some of them, and then one after another, some of the other people that were in that group, that little clique, was came after me one after the other, and I lost like 5 friends.
I've had some problems with some big broadcaster. Actually, the science video that I was waiting for just went live, but it's nice to meet you. And I don't mean to cut you off if you want to talk about what happened. I can I can wait a second to go over to that. But like the problem with Periscope is that what Periscope. Yeah, thank you. The problem with Periscope is that they wouldn't do anything about, like, there were too many trolls on Periscope. And I've had some problems with some big broadcasters, and one of them I called out recently. He blocked me on Haps for no reason, and I think it was because I was getting featured for my audio streams and he wasn't getting featured. It's like, what is your problem? I've promoted you for 5 years and you just blocked me on Haps when I had never watched any of his broadcasts on Haps. But he didn't block me anywhere else, and he won't reply and say why he did it. But I saw him like drinking and live streaming and talking to someone from Haps and saying that they shouldn't be featuring people with dark screens, and so I wondered if he was referring to me. But and the other thing is, I don't understand why I can come on with 3 viewers and get on the trending list, and come on with 160 viewers and not be. It doesn't make any sense. I'm talking about on here.
Yeah, I'm just still learning. I mean, this is all the app is new for most of us. And if you have questions about any of that stuff, you can always email the Haps team.
Yeah. But let me know if anyone's bullying you on here, because I don't put up with bullies. Lisa Sansusi tries to make friends with the bullies or the trolls, and she's become friends with some of them. Me, they're out of my stream immediately. Anyway, so do you know Lisa?
I recognize the name. I don't think I've seen her streams very many times.
Yeah,
but I had a head injury when I was 12, so my memory is really rough.
Yeah, I have PTSD, and I have like an interesting memory. I can tell you what date of the week certain things are, but I don't remember going to high school. So anyway, but it's
I also have PTSD.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little. What did you say? Sorry.
I also have PTSD.
Yeah, it's not a lot of fun.
No.
All right, and this app doesn't let you DM people, but I'm Harvard Journal, not with the number 2 and without on Twitter. Okay. So.
Okay, and I found you on Facebook.
Oh, you did?
And I said hi on one of your posts, so
Okay.
you'll be able to find.
Yeah, and it's nice to talk to you. And Woof Woof would talk to you, only it's kind of hard for him to talk when I'm on my laptop without the camera on. So anyway, Woof Woof and Bear and Bo, I'll say hi. Okay.
Hi.
All right. You have a good day. All right.
You too.
How do I hang this thing up?
You have. That's a good question.
Do I just hit? I don't know. Do I just hit end broadcast?
Yeah, try that. I think that'll work.
Let's see. I'm new here too. Okay, I'm gonna exit. Okay.
Okay, remove guest. There we go.
Okay, someone just said hey to you. Someone's saying hi in the comments, or they're saying hi to Woof Woof. They're saying hi to someone. I see Omar and Super Cookies.
Okay,
Sugar Cookies. Sorry.
Yep, I found a way to take you off. So you want me to do that?
Well, I can just exit. That'll probably work too, right?
I think so.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, I believe, which we're going to hear more about as well. And so with that, I will add waiting to join, waiting for. Oh, hi, hi, Bianca. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Is everything working? Yes, yes. At least to me it is. Perfect. If people can just like give us a thumbs up if you can hear both of us and see both of us, that would be great. Nobody is saying anything. Oh, okay, wonderful. So yeah, thank you for joining us. You know, I've had the pleasure of interacting with you at events before, and I'm a little familiar with your work, but I'm not super familiar, and this isn't my area of research either. So, you know, maybe we'll walk through all of those steps as well. So, tell us a bit about yourself. What do you do, I guess? Thank you. And I think you mentioned it very well already in the introduction. But basically, yeah, I'm a molecular biologist. I work on cell division. And also, I also create science, art, and fashion because I love sharing the beauty of biology with the world. And I'm also really passionate about, getting people excited about science, about communicating science and doing science outreach. And that's why I became a AAA's IPDAN ambassador. And also I work with young women in bio. And I love doing that because I can get young people and students excited about science and maybe encourage them to pursue careers in STEM. So that's kind of an overall idea of what I do. Nice. So I guess, going back to your beginnings, what is your first real experience with sci art, as we call it? When did you start to realize that those two balls of science and of art would become like a thing? That's a great question, and that's for me wasn't super straightforward. Actually, I always loved both. When I was growing up, I loved science, I loved art, but when I was deciding what to do after high school, what should I study, I thought I had to pick between the two because I didn't really have any role models. I didn't know that this is a thing that you can combine so well. So it took me a while to discover that. And so after high school, I first decided to study molecular biology because I was really fascinated with the concept of, DNA and how we're made of cells and what makes life possible and our cells work. So I first started studying biology, and then I thought, I always have time for creative projects on the side or something like that. But of course, it's not always like this. So you get super, sucked into the research. And so I fully focused on working in the lab, hoping that I would have time for creative projects another time. But then about halfway through my PhD, I had a really cool opportunity to create a drawing about my research. So basically what happened was I had this fellowship, and we were going to make a gift for my fellowship organizers. So everybody was kind of giving them a little piece of art. And so I decided to think maybe I can just try and make a drawing about my research at that time. And so I did that. I have it right here. I can show you. Okay. I can show you more drawings later on as well. But at that time, I was working on the final step of cell division. Okay. So that is basically exactly. So these are two cells, and they are still connected by a bridge. They already have the separate nuclei and all that. But so then I literally drew cells using scissors to cut apart the bridge to separate them during cell division. So this is what I was working on during my PhD. Nice. And I thought thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yeah. So I started using this drawing for my scientific presentations because I had it. I thought, let's see what happens. And it was really amazing to see how people could remember my research even years after I presented it because they remember the scissors and they remember the science through the drawing. Right. And so that's how the first time I realized that science and art, combining the two, could be a really powerful tool for science communication, both inside and also outside of science. Yeah. We actually already have a question about that specific piece. Shobana's asked, what is the medium for that? Yes, that's a great question. So that, what I showed you here just before is an art print. So that is a print of a drawing I made. And so what I do for my drawings is I start with a pencil drawing, so just black and white, but really detailed. I don't have this one particular right here right now, but there's one here behind me. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's an example for a different one. So that is just basically a pencil drawing and on paper. And then it's black and white, but you can see all of the shading is already there. So it's pretty detailed already. Right, right. And again, what's going on here? I mean, I might have... this is chromosome segregation. So this is the process. Sorry, you might not be able to see the whole thing. Here we go, maybe like this. We can see most of it for sure.
Great. So that is the process of when the DNA is separated during the process of cell division. And that's important because every cell needs to receive the correct amount of DNA after division. So every cell needs to have the correct set of chromosomes. And so that is kind of showing the hands pulling apart the chromosomes. So that's what the other drawing is based on as well. But then what I did is I overlaid it with real microscopy images. So if you zoom in, I don't know if you can see it through the camera, but you can see that the blue here is the DNA. This is what holds our genetic information. And then this green network-like structures are the microtubules, which gives shape to the cells, and they do all kinds of really important things. So that's a pencil drawing overlaid with microscopy images.
Nice. I would say microtubules I get. Microtubules I work on. So I know that.
Awesome.
Nice. Looking at them a little bit. This looks familiar. I love the pictures you have in the background as well. I assume they are all examples of your work, right?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so we've got medium covered. And is that typically what you use consistently, or is it kind of, go by the project, decide what the medium is? Is there one you're more comfortable with compared to others?
Yes. So for drawings, I definitely am most comfortable with pencil. It's just, traditionally what when I was in school, I loved making portraits of my friends with just with pencil and paper. So it's definitely what I'm most comfortable with. I am now trying to get more into digital drawing because, as you mentioned before, I'm making the science video game. And for that video game, I would really like to kind of keep the same style, but then also add a little bit of digital elements and make it possible to animate the things and change the colors and all that. So now I'm getting a little bit more into digital drawing, but all of the drawings I'm making that are not microscopy images are based on pencil drawings.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, of course, my art is nowhere near this level, but I do doodle once in a while. And it is so much more natural to do it with a pen or with pencils on paper. And then, if you have to change something, there's just so much erasing to do. So I always think I should maybe learn to digitize everything, and I haven't gotten around to it. But that's on my radar as well. So what kind of program were you hoping to use? Is there one that's good for beginners? Do you know?
The phone's at 4%.
I didn't really try many different programs. My favorite has always been Adobe Photoshop because I used it to work with my drawings. So after I do the pencil drawing, I usually scan them, and then I have the black and white drawing, and then I add the colors using Photoshop. So that's the program that I'm most familiar with. And for digital drawing, I have to say, like you mentioned, for me also like the feel of the pencil of the paper and the texture of it, it makes a huge difference for me. So with digital drawing, it's a little bit of a transition. But I've realized that, if you're a little bit familiar with Photoshop and you start experimenting, it's actually a lot of fun. And you can do many more things. You can, there are no consequences. You can erase everything. You can move everything around. And it's a little bit harder with pencil drawings. So yeah, I've been really enjoying, playing around with that.
Nice. So we have a question again that, people think they've seen a bunch of these images as covers for scientific journals. So what is that like? How does that come about? What was your feeling when the first one was invited to be on the cover? Because I'm assuming that's an invitation, right?
It depends on the project. So at the beginning, I just started making drawings. I started putting them on Twitter and on social media. And that's when I realized there's a whole community about science art. And I met all of these amazing science artists. And everybody has a different style and all that. So for me, with the journal covers is I started, so after I made my first drawing, I started making drawings for people in my lab and for my PhD friends and all that. And so they just, whenever they submitted something to the journal, sometimes the journal gets back to them and asks, do you have a picture for the cover? We want to highlight your story. And so I always made drawings for them, and they submitted it together with that. And then and that's how I got my first journal cover. I think my first one, I might have it here. I tried to prepare all of my drawings here, but I think if I remember correctly, this is my first one that got on the cover.
Okay.
And that shows that is yes, that's what's going on. So basically what's going on here, this is a drawing about the orientation of the mitotic spindle. So when cells divide, they can divide in different directions. They can divide like this or like this. And that makes a difference if you're in a tissue, if you're in a brain. It makes a difference for the whole structure of the organ. And so here what I drew is a compass Okay. Kind of deciding the orientation of the mitotic spindle. Maybe some of you can recognize the spindle in there. Right. And that in the brain, the orientation of the spindle decides what happens to the cell later during development. And so then the rest of the thing here is a map showing a brain with all of the cells there and all of the regions in there. And so the point is to show that the compass, the orientation of the spindle, determines where in the brain the cell will end up. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. That's really cool. And also very detailed. I love like how the compass looks like it's literally lifting up off of the paper. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we also have a few more sort of general questions. We're getting into the science, and I love microtubules. But so I'm going to guess that you started out doing art, and that became a thing. Is that sort of a natural progression happened into the fashion side of things, or is that a separate hobby that you've always had? I've always loved fashion too. So actually, when I was considering, what I didn't mention at the beginning is I also was considering fashion school in addition to art and science after high school. But it was never, a thing that I, primarily thought I would actually do. I always loved, colorful clothes and things like that. But I think the science art, like the transition into doing creative things with science, kind of helped me get into the science fashion as well, kind of the mindset that I got through it. And the inspiration for the science fashion was basically I started doing a lot of microscopy. So I was sitting, in these huge dark rooms with fancy microscopes, taking pictures of these tiny cells. And I really loved the beauty of it. And I never really knew about this before I started studying science. And I thought it's such a pity that no one ever really shares these images outside of the labs with the world and with people who might be excited about science. And so that's when I thought, oh, maybe I can try, to print some microscopy images on a scarf and wear it and see how that goes. And people really liked it. So even, walking on the street, people sometimes talk to me, ask me, oh, what is this? And then I can tell them, oh, it's actually science, it's real cells. And also wearing the stuff at conferences has been really, really amazing, because then you meet all the people who actually know what it is, and and we can all get excited about it together. But that's how I got into it. So basically, I started with the scarves and then started printing the art on different fabrics and also having different types of clothes made. And then I started putting it all on my little Etsy shop that I have online, because there's a great community of science art on Etsy as well, which I didn't know before, and I just wanted to contribute to that. And so that's how it happened. Basically, through the microscopy, I started printing things on fabric and then started making different types of clothes. Now, is your t-shirt currently, or the top you're wearing, one example? Because as you move, I can sort of see that it's maybe cells, I think, but it's really, really pretty. I really like the gradation of the color. So is this one of the pieces as well? Yes, so this is, I don't know if you can see this here. So this is the fabric. Yes. And so what you can see here is human cells. And so every blue, where I'm pointing here. So every blue circle here is a nucleus. This is where the genetic information is. So every blue nucleus is one cell. And then the networks that you can see here in the rainbow colors are actually, again, microtubules. Yes. So as you know, so they form these really pretty networks, and microtubules are important for so many different parts, so many different processes of the cell, that I just really love highlighting them. Right, and they definitely outline the cell really nicely. So it's like a good thing to look at for like the shape of the cell. Exactly. Yeah. We have one question that goes back to the art, but I had my own question about the fashion part as well. But, someone's asking, this is Shobana again, asking if you have formal training in art, or do you recommend formal training in art? How do you sort of practice while also being, a graduate student, or generally having some other day job? That's a really great question too. I can say from my experience, and I might not be the best example for that, is that I never felt, like I'm ready to start drawing and to start making art or anything. It just happened, one step led to the next one and to the next one. And often it was just driven by deadlines also. Like I had to make this drawing, and I thought, and that's what actually made me actually follow through with it, in addition to having it as like an idea. For formal art training, I don't really have any formal art classes or anything, but I did grow up with my mom. She's a painter. So I just remember her painting with me when I was a child. And I loved making these pencil drawings before I got into the science art a little bit. But most of it is just with experience. And also with every drawing, I learned more and more how to use Photoshop, how to, make it easier and make it better to add the colors and all that. So I feel like with every drawing, I learned a little bit more just by doing it without even thinking about it. So I would say that I don't think you need art classes, because what I love about the field of science art and art in general is that it's not like in science where you have all of those rules with how figures are supposed to look and all that, but it's just creativity. So any type of medium you have, any type of style you have, it's all great. There's space for all of it, and everybody will love all kinds of different styles. So I don't think there's a need to be worried about having formal classes. If you have them and if you want to do them, of course that's amazing. But yeah, don't. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, don't worry if you don't feel like you're ready to start sharing your art. It's part of the process, and that's how it made it possible for me as well.
Nice. I think that's really good advice, because I think especially nowadays, with social media being like our best selves, right? Everything that's the best about us goes up on social media, and so it's pretty easy to get dejected when you look at all the amazing things out there. But I think just continuously practicing probably is good to kind of get better. I mean, even my doodles, and they start out on like rolled paper, but they've gotten better over the years. So I see they've gotten better over the years.
And that's also how you can make your own style. So I was just going to say that's just how you also your own style develops, because I never really had a plan. Oh, I'm going to draw these hands now and things like that. It's just one by one you kind of get a feel for what your style will be.
Right. And I guess you also get a sense for what people seem to react better to versus other kinds of things. I guess if you try many things, you learn like what connects best with people, right? I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I have noticed the same thing. I don't make science fashion, but I have like these one pair of like neuron earrings, and sometimes I have these pins on. And I do notice that people are very attracted to those kinds of things and to ask about them. And it really makes a fun conversation start that, normally, why would that happen? Why would I randomly be telling people about neurons? But yeah, so I really think, this is a cool medium to kind of get science out there. We have a question about the kind of microscopy. So I think we have a lot of scientists already here, because someone's asked if you have a particular kind of microscopy you prefer, or have you considered just using something like bright field?
Yes, I think for me it's just historically the microscope that we had in the lab, that was my favorite one, is the one that I happen to use most. So my favorite type of microscopy is confocal microscopy, which is microscopy where you have basically it's based on fluorescence. So you add dyes or proteins to the cell that makes certain structures glow to make it visible and to make it easy for us to take images of. So basically, I think all of my microscopy passion is based on this type of microscopy. Using different type of microscopy like bright field would be really fun too, and I do have access to those microscopes as well. It's just I just have to kind of figure out what to do when. It's a whole other conversation. But basically, my favorite part is fluorescence microscopy because of the colors, and the reason why everything has these bright colors like green and red and blue is because that's what fluorescence microscopy actually looks like. So all of the colors in my art are inspired by that.
Right. So I guess now you've carried this. I wouldn't even call it a hobby at this point. I'd call it a side hustle, I guess. Separate hustle. I guess you've carried that over two different, your PhD life and now into your postdoc. So how have your lab mates, how have your PIs reacted to this? Having this other half of your life that is very cool and very science based, but because a lot of times people tend to think like hobbies will take time away from your primary job, and you have to be really careful about how much time you put into these things.
So I know exactly what you mean. And that's also how I felt at the very, very beginning before I started at all. I was kind of a little bit unsure whether it's okay for me to do that, because I used to basically work in the lab day and night. And through discovering this, I started transitioning into working in the lab during the day and doing art at night. So trying to find some sort of balance that kind of divides the things that I do in a way that works for everyone. I have to say it was a difficult transition for me, and I'm sure if you're a scientist, you can relate to that. But one thing that I was really, really lucky, and I see that many, many scientists are like that, is that they do appreciate the value of this. So not even like you taking away your time from the lab work, but also like using this art to promote their own research, using this art on their websites to, for example, to get people to join the labs who are creative, who love this type of work as well. So more and more, I feel like people, scientists and group leaders are recognizing that this is a thing that can help their science as well. And so